My dear friends, good morning and welcome to this Sunday's reflection. Today is the 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year B. The theme for our reflection today is the dangers of spiritual disabilities. Our first reading of today is taken from the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 35 from verse 4 through to 7. And in this passage, the prophet Isaiah reveals and tells us about the blessing that accompany the presence of the Messiah. He tells us about a time when the eyes of the blind will be opened, the ears of the deaf will be healed, and the power of speech will be given to the dumb, and the lame shall walk. These are the blessings that accompany the messianic ministry and activity. And when we come to the gospel, from the gospel of St. Mark chapter 7 from verse 31 to 37, we see the fulfillment of this prophecy of Isaiah. We see Jesus carrying out his ministry and bringing to fulfillment the blessings that Isaiah spoke about, curing the deaf and dumb, as we see in the gospel of today. Jesus healed the man that was brought to him, deaf and dumb. He restored his faculties of hearing and of speech. My dear brothers and sisters, these disabilities of deafness and dumbness are not just physical conditions and medical conditions that the Bible wants us to relate to. It goes beyond the physical and medical to the spiritual. And that is why, right from the first reading from the prophecy of Isaiah, these disabilities of deafness, dumbness, are metaphors to speak or to tell us about the spiritual condition of the people of Israel. Remember, Israel was on exile when Isaiah was making this prophecy. And what was the reason for their exile? They were deaf to the words of God and could not tell forth, proclaim the wonders of God in their lives for the people to see. Hence, they were deaf and dumb spiritually. And so Jesus coming to cure that deafness and dumbness gives us hope in our own situation. The Lord has come to heal us of every disability that has separated us, that has alienated us from relationship with God and one another. Because deafness and dumbness have to do with communication, relationship. And the absence of these communication and relationship totally separate us from God and our fellow human beings. Jesus came to restore that relationship. And so, my dearest brothers and sisters, the liturgy of the word today is inviting us to come to the Lord. Because if deafness and dumbness are about communication and healthy relationship, then many of us are more or less in this situation, needing the healing power of Jesus. And only when Jesus delivers us can we have authentic and genuine relationship with God and relationship with one another. We can hear, we can listen to the word of God, and we can tell forth the wonders of God. And so, my brothers and sisters, The dangers, of course, from this disability, spiritual disability of deafness and dumbness, are: 1, alienation from God, separation from God, exile, as we see in the first reading. And secondly, a distortion in our relationship with our brothers and sisters, our relationship with our neighbors. Those are the dangers of these spiritual disabilities. And the second reading of today from the letter of St. James, chapter 2, from verse 1 to 5, tells us about these. When we are spiritually deaf and dumb, we become involved in partiality, favoritism, ethnicism, nepotism, and what have you, that is destroying our society today. Our nation, Nigeria, is being swallowed up by nepotism, favoritism, ethnicity. So my brothers and sisters, we all need to go down on our knees before the Lord to heal us of our deafness and our dumbness, so that we may truly enjoy the blessings that comes from the presence of Jesus in our lives and in our world. And so my brothers and sisters, today, let us spend time to show gratitude to God for the healthy faculties of sight, of hearing, of speech that the Lord has given us. Let us ask Him to help us to use these faculties in order to proclaim God's honor and glory in our lives and in the world. May God help you this day and always. Happy Sunday to all of you.